map is Fighting Spirit Heart of the Swarm Edition, spawning in the bottom right-hand position as the Red Terran from KT Rolster. His name is Barracks. An appropriate name. Excuse me.
His opponent playing for CJ and Tuss as the yellow Protoss on the top right-hand corner. His name is herO.
herO trying to regain some of his confidence and get some more wins under his belt, because I've noticed, like Flash, he's had a few more losses than he cares to admit recently, and I think we could see a lot more wins for the highest wins, most winnest player actually right now. If either of those players have been doing a lot better in Heart of the Swarm.
Now, the last victory does go to herO in StarCraft2 1-0 against Barracks. However, in StarCraft 1, when herO was playing Zerg, Barracks was able to defeat him.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, for those of you guys who don't know, herO actually race switched between Brood War and StarCraft 2. He was originally a Zerg player, and probably one of the most successful race switchers, I want to say.
Yes, actually, he race switched. Yes, he did race switch from Zerg to Protoss, and he was actually going back and forth during the Hybrid Pro League, something that we really didn't see from all of these players who race switched, actually, except for maybe someone like Snow, who was playing Terran and Protoss at the same time from the same team. Now, Barracks hasn't won any match in Pro League for 405 days. His last win was last year's March against Classic.
Classic, as we all know, switched to Protoss, where it looks like he is a little bit more at home and has had some good recent success, I want to say, actually.
A little bit more? I would have to say a lot more.
You're right, it is actually a lot more. I was trying to be nice to the Classic, but he is definitely a much better Protoss player than Terran player.
Which was an amazing switch for him, I have to say. I have a feeling a lot of these fans out there who's playing the Fantasy Pro League put Classic as their anti, and they're getting crushed right now.
Oh yeah, I would not be surprised about that. Anyway, it looks like we have factory tech here from our Terran player, and why not go for the quick tech play if you're going to have that high yield gas? It works both ways here. Protoss can go for the tech play, Terran can go for the tech play, and it's not as a big commitment on this map as opposed to others due to that high yield gas.
Yes, but the problem is, did he actually come out with an answer against Protoss players on this map? The reason why we have so much PvP is because of the gas, the high yield gas that we had. And if they actually want to make the map a little more balanced, I actually expect Kespa to patch it so that we don't have the high yield gas anymore inside the main base. Maybe at the natural, maybe at the third, but not inside the main base to balance the early part of the game. If not, this is going to turn out to be a PvP map. And Barracks!
Whoa, actually, huge mistake by Barracks, letting that probe in. He sees everything. herO all probably laughing to himself right now. Oh, thanks for letting me see everything, man. I won't forget this. I'll make sure I send a nice a nice Oracle over there to thank you for all the nice work you've done for me here.
And also have an Oracle inside the main base for myself for the vision against the Widow Mine.
Yeah, so we do have the medevac on the way to Widow Mines as well, but herO, he's going to be completely prepared for this, man. I mean, he saw everything, like literally everything you could possibly see. Might as well be using map hacks now, because that's how prepared he's going to be for this attack.
And since he saw that, and he is confident that he could defend the attack, he's getting a really fast Nexus for himself, but is not going to send out the Oracle just yet.
Oh, I like this. He's actually getting a Phoenix behind this as well, because what he can do is he can help chase down that medevac with the Phoenix, even lift up a Widow Mine, if needed to. In time, he's going to keep that Oracle in his main base as well for the Revelation ability.
And what's also...
Envision.
What's also great is that he can use the Envision with the Phoenixes if he tries to go for a counter harassment with the Phoenixes. Use the Envision to see where the mines are. But here we go.
All right, Widow Mine dropping down. A nice response from herO here, completely negating those Widow Mines. It doesn't even get a single kill there. And the Phoenix, the second one is out. That medevac is going to be toast here. CJ's herO takes a solid lead.
And that's a humongous lead, I have to say. Not even a solid one. And look at this, even the Reaper getting picked off. The Hellions are coming from the front, but the 2 gateways are already finishing up. Barracks only just starting his command center. That's how far behind he is in this game.
All right, now there is one thing herO needs to be wary of. He can't be too over-aggressive with these Phoenixes here because he doesn't know exactly where the Widow Mine is on the map here. Looks like it does go off, doesn't kill any of the Phoenixes, but one of them is low on health, and you know what? At least he's able to delay that expansion there. 3rd Phoenix out on the way, going to be able to lift up one of those Hellions, going to take that out quite easily. And I feel like this Hellion Harass, it may do a little bit of damage, but herO actually not responding entirely too fast here. Now he is, and he is going to be able to kill off all of those Hellions here. And the supply, he only killed 1 probe there.
Even if he killed up to 10 probes, the supply would have been even. The command center has been delayed, so herO was going to get more probes out in time to actually defend against what Barracks had prepared in this game. And look at this, even trying to go for the Phoenix harassment once again, does find the Viking in the Marine, so he's going to pull back. But behind this, he's getting a Forge, he's getting a Twilight Council, so now he's going to go into the Templar tech, and there's nothing that Barracks can do about this.
Nice liftoff on that Widow Mine with those Phoenixes there. That means no Widow Mines left for Barracks here, and the Phoenix harass is going to be even more effective with that Widow Mine taken out here. And just basically everything that could go wrong for Barracks this game, it's all gone wrong. Everything. Like, not even one good thing has really happened for him.
No, I'm surprised that Barracks still... Okay, he does have the engineering bay, but he's not building the turrets inside at the natural and the main base. Now he is. He needs to do that a little... little bit earlier when he saw the Phoenixes, get the engineering bay down, get the turrets up so that the Phoenixes cannot do any damage against the SCVs and pretty much force its opponent to not harass around. But look at this herO, he's not going to give his opponent any time. Building up to 8 gateways, the Blink is out on the way, +1 armor is on the way, and the Templar Archives has started.
Alright, so it looks like we will be seeing a very large attack from herO here momentarily. We do have also Barracks moving out. He has managed to make a paltry force here. He's got a good amount of Marines, but no upgrades just yet for our Terran player. They're all being researched right now. But the real issue is, I mean, just herO has all of the tech he needs right now. He has a good amount of probes. He's ahead in supply. And he's got a lot of sentries for defense as well.
Yeah, so unless this force actually takes out the natural nexus, there's no way that Barracks can actually take the lead in the game. Maybe try to push our opponent, but nice revelation on the units. That's going to force Barracks to pull back.
And look at this, Barracks trying to make a 3rd command center here, but that's going to be spotted immediately by this proxy probe, and I think that's just asking to die if you're already behind and you go for that 3rd base really fast.
Well, what Barracks is thinking is that herO's going to play a normal game with the 3rd Nexus for himself, so he's going to try to get the 3rd base economy a little bit earlier than his opponent. The problem is he doesn't know what herO is doing. herO is going to go for the 2 base push, and if Barracks does not make enough units out in time, he's going to die. Even if he doesn't die from this pressure, herO is still far ahead in this game.
All right, now these Stalkers are going to try to get a little bit aggressive here, using that Blink just to try to get a few hits in before running away. Forcing stim essentially and keeping those medevacs low on energy. Nice play by herO here, really just trying to be as aggressive as possible with these units. And now we also have +1 attack, Storm on the way, High Templar charge. herO is going to have such a strong ground army, and he can go for the 3rd base if he wants, or he can go for a huge timing. Either of them will work for him, I feel.
Well, he still needs to be careful on when he takes the 3rd base and how he does it. Well, look at this. He's slowly pushing out on the map, and he's going to pressure his opponent, possibly going for the kill. His opponent's army is slightly out of position on the minimap. However, if herO gets the forward pylon down and gets nice stunts down.
Unfortunate Blink there for herO. He's going to lose all those Stalkers essentially for free, and the Revelation does go down. But, it doesn't really do too much here, just revealing some of those units. Force Field's not the greatest from herO. I feel like that was not necessarily a great engagement from him at all.
Well, he wanted to force field the opponent's Marines and try to get the perfect storm, go for the 1 counter push and win the game. However, it just didn't work out for herO.
All right, herO is moving in now. The Zealots are charging in there. Nice storm. That is exactly what herO needed. And now the Bioforce, another great storm, goes down. I think this maybe lights out for our KT Rollster player. He is bringing his SCVs off the mineral line here. Good force fields as well, preventing the reinforcements from doing too much damage. And now with the Archon out as well, and reinforcement charge lots. I'm not sure if there's anything that Barracks can do to stay in this game here.
Yes, the Barracks' game plan did not work out at all, with the Middle Mine doing nothing, the Marines doing nothing, and herO took a solid lead in the beginning of the game, and the Barracks could not do anything to come back to gain the economic lead, to gain the army lead, and now look at this. He's just slowly falling apart. Even the Natural Command Center is about to get taken out.
herO deciding to back up after killing all of those SCVs there, and I mean, just look at the supply difference right now. Basically, herO is ahead 50 supply. You know, Barracks, he doesn't have a third base. His natural is burning right outside his main base right there, and we're going to have more reinforcements on the way from herO.
So it's just a matter of time before Barracks knows that he is dead in the game, unless he goes for a massive counter drop that erases every single one of these buildings. Unless something dramatic happens, there's no way that Barracks can actually win the game.
Yeah, basically Barracks, he's going to just huddle up in his base, maybe try to do some type of weird drop play, but I mean, look at the map, man. There are still 3 Phoenixes patrolling near the main base of herO, so he's got all of his corners covered, and now herO moving into the main base there. Can he get the money storms off? Then he needs to secure the victory here. He is in a tight choke. Storm goes off, does a decent amount of damage. More units moving in here. Another good storm goes down, and that one right there should secure the deal. The Zealots, they just keep charging in here, and Barracks, he's running away, man, but he's pretty much out of units at this point.
There we go. herO just charging in. The Zealots are actually doing extra damage against the Zealots and the Marauders, and there it is. GG.
herO taking a solid victory over Barracks there, looking very happy with that victory there. And unfortunately for Barracks, nothing worked out from that game. Absolutely nothing. I can't think of one good thing that happened that game for him, but I guess luck was against him that entire time.
Yes, the whole game did not go to his favor when he allowed the probe inside the main base.
That was
the biggest point.
That was like the biggest mistake he made that entire game, and basically that allowed herO to react perfectly to what he was planning. And you know what? Barracks still went for it anyway, and that's what happens, you know.
Well, he had the buildings out, and he couldn't turn back from that point. So he had to try to do something with it, except